side characters now taking on the spotlight in their very own show. From the creators of The Big Bang Theory, Chuck Lorre now brings us Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. It's funny, it's more grounded science fiction action adventure epic, minus the laugh track. So if you're expecting The Big Bang Theory, you'd be wrong. It is more serious, it is more character related, and is also a good time. It does have aspects of the show and returning characters, but will it live up to its predecessor? Who knows? Only 2 episodes have come out, and so far, so good. So the story centers around Stuart, the comic book store owner from the original series, and visits himself from a parallel universe and warns him that it is completely collapsing in on itself and the universe will be destroyed as we know it from a device that Leonard, Sheldon, and Howard have created. And so he has to go and hop to different universes to try and figure out what's going on and try and save the universe. So far, only 2 episodes have come out, and I'm very impressed with what they've done here. They are very self-aware just from the opening credits, where they basically encourage you not to skip, and it is absolutely hilarious. And they keep reiterating, saying, "Thank you very much for not skipping and keeping your attention this long." And so it very much speaks to today's society and attention spans, and it is really hilarious. And the music is by Danny Elfman. They don't hide the fact that it's from Danny Elfman, and it's really sort of in your face and kind of reminds me of like the opening titles to the first Deadpool film, where they had each credit say something completely different, and it's really quite comedic. And it's not just your simple style credits. No, the original song from the show isn't in here, and they've completely revamped and redesigned the titles, which is actually a good way to go. And it makes it its own show. It makes it like a completely different version of sitcom that we had years ago. And so it gives it its own identity, which is really smart on the producer's part. And yes, there are returning characters from the show. I mean, so far we've seen Raj and Penny out of the main cast, and I'm sure we'll see Howard, Sheldon, and Leonard as well eventually as time goes on. But your main characters are the side characters from the show. You know, you have Stuart, the comic store owner. You have Bert, who was the rock geologist. You had Barry Kripke, who had the lisp, and also you have Denise as well, who was Stuart's love interest in the original TV show. And so they all come together as like this sort of band of misfits who have like no idea what's going on. Yes, they're very smart and could be awkward at times, but it really creates an interesting character dynamic where these intellectuals have to try and work together without having sort of necessarily street smarts, as it were, try and survive out in the world. They're really good at like the theory side of things, but have to sort of try and bash heads together and try and get out of certain situations. For example, each character does have a moment to shine as well individually. For example, with Bert's character, who's a geologist, they go to a parallel universe. You know, Caltech is exactly the same, the university that they used to work out in the original series, and his lab's the same, and so all his equipment is there, and so they use their environment and their knowledge to their advantage, which is really quite good writing as well, because it keeps it character true, as it were. And so each character has their own similarities from the show, but also evolutions as well. And so it gives it like fresh new life, which is really interesting and a great take on something familiar that we've seen before. So definitely give this a go. It's a great addition and companion piece to the Big Bang Theory, and it's got all the aspects of the show minus the laugh track, and also new additions to it as well. So definitely give this a whirl. It's hilarious. And there's one part of it that I think is really quite grounding and sort of gives you a sense of space and, where we are in the universe, where you've got these two recurring customers in Stuart's store who are always either arguing or like being friendly with each other, but they're always at the store every time he jumps into his store. So it gives you an idea and a placement and gives you where you are in the multiverse, because each time the characters are different, which mixes it up, which is great. So yeah, it's funny, it's quite dark at times, considering in the original universe that they're in an apocalyptic state at the minute, and everyone's trying to survive, and so they're trying to fix what happened. And so I guess each episode they jump into a new universe and they have to try and navigate their way through it. I suppose that's what the intention is for each show, while still having the constant story of them trying to fix the universe throughout. So yeah, definitely give this one a go. It is good fun. If you like the Big Bang Theory, you'll have something to appreciate, and different characters popping in and out, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, definitely something for everybody. And if you're new to the series and stuff, and this is your first like through line into it, you'll go back to the original series and be like, oh yeah. So yeah, definitely give it a go. So thank you very much for watching. If you like videos like this, please check video up on the screen here, and please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I shall see you in the next video.